Greetings. This is a collective reading for whoever needs it. All signs, this is a collective reading. Just kind of tuning into the energy, so this may or may not be your reading. Again, this is just a collective energy reading. All right, so first of all, I'm seeing a few things. I am seeing that there's something here about attachments and the impermanence of things, the impermanence of situations, the impermanence of buildings, the impermanence of relationships, the impermanence of life. So whoever this reading is for, if there's a situation in your life that you thought was going to be permanent, but all of a sudden you're like, whoa, I don't know if this is permanent anymore, or if there's a situation in your life where you're dealing with something or someone that has to deal around permanence or the longevity of a situation, then this may be your reading. There is definitely something about there have been warning signs, but you've been avoiding the warning signs or being like, oh, some people have bad days, or this person, it's okay. It's like someone here has let another energy have one too many bad days, or has let another energy have one over on them or control them in a situation. There's just an imbalance here, and there have been very strong warning signs here that someone has been ignoring. I'm literally hearing like geese honking. So there's like a geese honking. So there's an energy, it's like someone's just like do-do-do, and they're going around like a dodo bird, just like everything's fine in their relationship, or like if you live with roommates or something, this can be a situation like that, or again in the work. So this can pertain to any area of your life. It's just pure energy that I'm reading. So there's a need here to persevere, and there is a need here to find a reason to smile before you even leave your bed in the morning. It's something where it's like, this could really prevent a strong tower from happening. This could prevent the breakaway, and this could actually preserve whatever's left. I'm hearing, is it even worth preserving, Valerie, is what I'm hearing. You're gonna have to choose that. Some of these situations are worth preserving, because by preserving them, you're persevering, and there is something to be gained on the other end. There is an up level, whether that means this relationship really can go to marriage, or this work situation, there actually is a promotion. I just went blank there. If there is a step above where you are at, and you genuinely see not just the potential, but there is an actual space, right? Because there has to be space for something before it can come into fruition. So if the space actually exists, then it is worth it to persevere. But the biggest thing here is to get to the root cause. And the root cause is that these hostilities and this situation are because of an imbalance of yin and yang, of masculine and feminine. Now, energetically speaking, the right side of the body is the masculine, the left side is the feminine. So regardless what's between your legs or what gender you adhere to, all of us, all beings, have masculine energy and feminine energy. Now, people who become more, I don't want to say like woke, but for all intents and purposes, people who, as we become woke, right, men become integrated with their feminine side, and women become integrated with their masculine side, which some men that live solely in their masculine will look at a woman who's balanced in both and not find her perhaps as attractive, because they sense the masculinity in her and they haven't really balanced out their femininity. So polarity has a lot to do with attraction, is what I'm getting at. And so the situation that you're in, if this is your reading, is about the polarity of a situation being off, because there's a power play at hand. There's a power dynamic. Someone feels, for instance, this masculine energy feels that a feminine energy needs to have, I'm hearing bow down bitches, that Beyonce song, bow down. Oh my gosh, what song is that? It's from that one out, bow down bitches. That's really gonna bother me. She's like screaming. She's like screaming in the video, and she's saying bow down bitches. I don't know. You can look that up in Google and see that song, because the song lyrics may have something pertaining to the situation. Basically, there's a situation, whether it's, a super advisor trying to have control over someone, or a man trying to have control over a woman, or a parent trying to have control over their child, or a roommate trying to have control over the other roommate, or have some sort of effect. It's that dynamic that's going on here, and it has to do with the polarities being imbalanced. The advice in this situation is to be, I'm hearing lay your claim. I'm seeing like Oklahoma land run, energy of like staking your claim, but staking your claim in a non-aggressive, nonchalant, cool, like chill kind of way, because the need here is for there to be water to the situation to make it nice and steamy, to not let the heat overrun and, create a forest fire, so to speak, but also to not let the waters overrun and then completely diffuse all the flames. There's a need for the fire and water of the situation to have this medley. That's the masculine and the feminine, for them to have that dance, that yin and the yang, find the balance between the two. And for some people, it is better off to just cut yourself loose with the independent look to the future and thrive. So some people may be exiting relationships. Some people may be leaving a work situation, leaving the nest is what I'm hearing. So if you do live with your parents or a situation like that, you may be, finally leaving. Or if there's, a family member or situation like that you've been in, you may be leaving. I'm also hearing I really effed it up, or you really effed it up. And I'm also hearing the Drake song, You Need Me to Get My Shit Together So You Can Be Together. So someone here could feel like someone is more ready for something more stable. They're taking a situation more seriously, and they feel like the other person isn't taking the situation so seriously, or they feel like someone isn't taking them seriously. So there's a need here. If you feel like someone's not taking you seriously, then you need to really ask yourself where your self-worth is at, that you are still giving attention and energy to a situation that does not fully hear you, that does not really acknowledge you and what you bring to the table. There's a need here to really get to the nitty-gritty of your self-worth and to not lay your worth in what other people price you at. Because if you lay your worth in other people's hands at what they price you at, then you lose yourself. You also disrespect God. You disrespect Source Creator, because it's like no one else can put a price tag on you, only Spirit can. And if your heart isn't feeling fulfilled and isn't feeling free in a situation and acknowledged and heard by a lover, by a work situation, by a family member, then it doesn't matter what the association is, it needs to be cut off and there needs to be moving on from the situation. I will say though, at the same time, this situation, every time it triggers you, it is teaching you how to move through triggering energies, because we don't get to this place where we graduate in life and then all of a sudden we're not triggered anymore. Like, life doesn't work that way. It just doesn't work that way. So instead, whenever things trigger you, can you sit with the energy rather than react to the energy? Can you listen to the energy rather than talk to the energy? Can you receive the energy rather than reject or project the energy? Can you receive it? Can you hear your wounded inner child? Can you hear, oh yeah, that sounds just like, my dad when he used to blah, 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 blah. That sounds just like my first love when they rejected me X, Y, and Z. That sounds just like Miss So-and-so, the teacher who gave me Saturday school for wearing something. It's like different things. Can you pinpoint the memory? Can you get specific to the root cause of the situation? Hold compassion for the situation. Witness this experience recycling itself, because everything in our life is cyclical. And can you transmute that energy rather than be reactive to it? Be aloof, detach, whatever your attachment style is. If you're avoidant, just avoid the situation. If you're reactive or anxious, trying to beg or fawn for attention, fawn for energy, because I'm hearing fawning. So some people may have had, parents that they had to kind of fawn for their attention, and that could be something that you attract in relationships. There is the notion of you are stronger than you know, and there's an energy to really hold on to extra curiosity, really tapping into like finding what your playground is. That's why I always say when I'm riding horses that being in the arena or being on a horse is like being on a playground for me. I also would always say whenever I'm teaching yoga classes or fitness classes, I'm like, this is the adult playground. It's, the human body is the adult playground. It's really the body, the human playground in general, because there's so much that the human body can do, so many ways that the human body can express, so many ways that the human body can handle energy, can morph. I'm seeing like Play-Doh. You can totally reshape energy whenever you're conscious of where the energy is trapped in your body, where you carry it, what you attract in work situations or living situations or romantic situations based off of your energy blockages and where energy is flowing for you. So if you're someone who's blocked in certain areas, but your energy is flowing in other areas or overzealous in other areas, you may attract people who are overzealous in the areas where you're blocked, so that you can kind of grab some of that energy. There's a need to be more conscientious of where your energy is flowing and what your energy is doing. So like, no matter what you do, whether you sing, whether you act, whether you work out, whatever your action is, whatever your hobby is, whatever your activity is, or sitting in meditation, whatever that is, can you be conscientious of every cell in the body and how it plays a part to be a part of the team? And then as you make the cells in your body become a part of the team, then you'll realize the teams around you become more harmonious and a part of a team, as well as you kind of conjoin the masculine and feminine within yourself and take the outer situations as something, a lesson revealing something that you've experienced inwardly and not projecting outwardly. And I know this message is not going to be everyone's message because it probably went over some people's heads, but it's a message that some people needed to hear. So I appreciate you guys for coming through, and if you'd like a personal reading, hit me up with a DM. Bless you.